Good morning, Vic. How are you doing? Running late this morning. Yeah, it's a mess. Okay, right. Let's get amongst it because we are running late. And I really wanted to get this top down done. Yeah. Cool. Right. Let's get straight into a top down. Okay, so we might have I did like that hour close what I was looking at driving back, but tricky. Yeah, let me just have a look this far. Okay, right, let's do a top down then. So guys, welcome to the stream. A bit late on this morning. Unfortunately, teenage kid missing the bus, so I had to drive him to school. How bad's that? Yeah, these young'uns can't get up. You are?
You getting on his time, mate, yeah?
I know on this buy already. I was looking at it, but I need to do a top down before I take anything at the minute. So let's get into it. So the monthly. Now, I explain this on every stream. The monthly has broke the highs, okay? And then the previous month broke the highs and closed bullish. But where's the next range? We don't know because we're breaking all-time highs. Now this monthly has came down and tapped previous support now. And that's what it needed to do. Now it's done it. So we're at the point now where we don't have a clue what this monthly is going to do. Is it going to close bullish? Is it going to close doji? Is it going to close bearish? Or is it going to close back into the range below 1992? That's what I would prefer. Because if you close back below 1992, you then come into the next range, which is all the way back down in 1847. Okay? So that's what I would like to see. But whether we get that or not, I don't know. I don't know. We've got to see. If it does close doji, then I would imagine the next candle then is going to be the one what pushes and decides whether close respecting or back to the low. Okay. Now, one good thing I do like is you've now broke all the highs. So now this is enough liquidity to now push past 1847. So that being said, if we do decide to come down there, then I'm pretty confident we're probably going to break 1847. Because if we do come down, that's basically saying that this wasn't enough liquidity to push past. So now we need to break the low to pick up some more liquidity in order to now get past these highs. So that's what I can probably see in the next, what's this popping up now? So hopefully we can get that monthly close. Now it's just unfortunate though, we've got 15 days left of this monthly, so and at the minute we don't have a clue what it's going to do. Okay, so we'll have to look on a lower time frame. So that's the monthly. Weekly, so the weekly then. Now what was nice to see is the weekly had closed below these levels, so technically the weekly is still in this range. So therefore, what does that mean then? Well, that means that at any point this weekly can flick back to the downside, close doji or close bearish. Now the only thing what is against that happening is it's already created a bottom wick. Okay, it's already created a bottom wick. And what day are we on today? Friday. This is the last day. So if it's already created a bottom wick and it's starting to push up, and then we've got 1 day left, the likelihood of this pulling back and closing doji, we would need to get a big daily bearish candle. Why is this going so slow? So we would need a daily candle like that today if the weekly is going to close below 2008. Now, ideally, that's what we want to see. We want to see the weekly close below 2008. But is it going to do it? We don't know. Okay, but that's what we're after. If the weekly closes above like this, then we're going to be pushing and breaking the highs, it's looking like. Okay, but at the minute, the weekly is still in this range below 2008. So therefore, we should be coming down to 1937. Okay, daily. I don't know why this is taking a while to load up. Morning, Nick. You all right? So the daily then. Now, yesterday, I know we had news, and we know this daily had no top wick. So we were thinking that, okay, this daily could close doji and create a top wick for it, close bearish, because that's what tends to happen. However, it didn't do that. So now what does that mean then? Well, the daily closed bullish. Where did the daily close? Did it close respecting that? You could argue and say it's broke out of this little range. Because this is the thing with previous data. You haven't got much previous data to go off. No. I think that's the last one in there. Is that the last one? Yeah. Okay. So if the daily's closed like that, we're bullish on the daily. So where's the next zone? Well, the next zone is here. Okay. Now I know it wicks up to 2051. So we could probably say, what's this one? 2048. We could probably say this would be our next target for the daily, but we've already wicked up there. So what does that mean? If that's the target for the daily and we've already tapped it, what does that mean? Well, it means that this candle can do anything. It can do absolutely anything. It can carry on to fill the range with the bodies. It could flip to the downside, because that's what we've had here, basically a fake out into that zone and then flipped. So is this candle going to push further up, test the high, and then flip to the downside? And if it does flip, I would imagine it flipping pretty hard, to be fair. I'm thinking something like this, and that would go in line with the weekly pulling back to close doji. And that's what we sort of want. So if we can get a daily candle like this, that would be fantastic for us. Now, what's going to tell us if we're going to start getting that pullback? If that daily is going to flip? Well, the thing what's going to tell us is lower time frame, so the hour time frame, the 4 hour time frame. So when you do a top down, you need to be able to know the story, and be able to tell the story. Yeah, we know the monthly is bullish, right? The monthly can do anything at the minute. But we know the weekly is the only one still in that lower range, and we know it can pull back at any point. So at that point, we've got to be wary that this could pull back. If we get a daily huge bearish candle closing below 20, was it? I can't remember what the number was now. Closing below 2006, that would be fantastic, because that means next week you're going to be heavily bearish. Okay, so that would set us up for next week. Lovely. So now the daily's pushing up now, so this is pretty tricky, because if I mark this up, this is going to be our target really, because it means price can reject from these areas. If it does push further on, it's then going to be tapping 2066 levels. Yeah, 2066 or 2070. Yeah, up in them levels. So can we carry on off maybe the 4 hour? So what's the 4 we're doing? So we're going to leave the paired one, because that's going to be our target. So if we don't tap that, if we get a 4 hour, this was the same as yesterday. Remember what I said yesterday? If you watch yesterday's stream, if you get a 4 hour close in this range, you should be coming to tap 2048, and it's done that. So are we going to get the same again? So we've got 55 minutes left for a 4 hour close. So if the 4 hour doesn't tap 2048 and we get a pullback, can we just get buy stops on the other side? Well, potentially, yeah. Or Could we take a wing back buy from the likes of 2036? Because that's the 4 hour break now. Because technically the 4 hour is still in, believe it or not, even though we're heavily bullish, the 4 hour came up, tested this, right? The 4 hour is still in this range. And we've tested, look at the previous 4 hour, it came up, tested, didn't break the highs. And this is what I'm a bit wary of, because why is this 4 hour pushing up like this when this didn't break the lows? And even this one didn't break this low. So why all of a sudden are we getting a push up like that? Is this the push before breaking the lows again? That's what we've got to say. So, and could this be the fake out to the upside for the daily then to flip to the downside? And if it is the fake out to the upside, where's it going to tap? Well, if the 4 closes up there, you know you're going to probably tap 2048, because the majority of the time when you get a forward break above there, you come and tap it. I think it's nearly every time from what I remember. 4 hours straight through. 4 hours straight through. Every time you come through, you tap it. So as long as we don't tap it on this 4 hour, we could probably buy up to 2048. But taking buys beyond 2048, it's not for me. I wouldn't be doing it, because at any point, once you tap that 2048 area, you could just pull back and then start dropping. I mean, you go beyond it here. Okay, so it's quite an interesting day so far. There's an hour left of this forward, so let's go down to see, look, the 3 hours, even the 3 hours still in this range below. It means the forward can pull back at any point. The 2 hour actually broke out. Bottom wick gone. What's the 1 hour doing? So 1 hour's got no bottom wick. So if we can find the 1 hour range, it's very tricky because it's quite a clean traffic all the way up. We've got a little range here. I'm going to flip the trend structure on. So if we got an hour break above that, what does that mean? We've got an hour close in 52 minutes. So if we're in the lower ranges, this is where it can catch a lot of people out here, because the hours are breaking above. You've filled the range now. You've got another range here. You filled the range, but the 4 hour is still in this bottom range. And if still in this bottom range, that means this 4 hour could pull back at any point. So are we going to tap this area and pull back, or could we not just take a sell back down to test the 2037? No bottom wick on this hour. And remember what I said with no bottom wicks? Your price tends to come back to that area. I want to see if we get 15. What happens when you get a 15 break above? So if we get a 15 break above here, where do we push? Do we push through? We tap 2047. We're gonna come and tap 2048. Can we not just take a wing back sell? You can actually take a wing back sell because the 4 hours still in the lower range, but it's the hours what have put me off. I'd need to see this hour maybe close respecting here, and then see a top wick tap 2048 for the flip down. But has that done that any time? It hasn't. Every time it's broke through, hasn't it? Do you know what we could do? If this hour's gonna flip, 50 minutes left for this hour to flip. What's this 30 doing? So the 30 closed respecting. So is this 30? It's still 19 minutes left of this 30. So if this 30, look, didn't break the low, didn't break a low, didn't break a low, didn't break a low. None of these broke a low before driving. There's the low. None of these broke the low. So why is this driving? Why did it initiate from here to push? So if that's the case, you're probably going to have to come back down to tap 2037 if you want to push past these levels. That's if we don't break through now. So if that's the case, can we not just get a sell stop off the 30? For the 30 flip, let me just have a look at these 30s. So look like this. I mean, this one didn't close respecting, I suppose, but the new 30 pushed up and then flipped, pulled back. 30 pushed up, tapped it in there. If anything, we could just take a smaller time frame break back below these levels, maybe. Well, if we're bullish, I'm just cautious of that 4 hour. I'd probably wait for the 4 hour, because if the 4 hour breaks anywhere above here and you don't tap 2048, you can just buy up, because that's where all the 4 hours go. But the only issue we've got with that is, was this the tap? So it doesn't need to tap it again. Was this the tap in order to drive to the lows? So is this just a pullback? And if this is a pullback, how far is it going to come? Or are we going to tap it again? Because we sort of tapped it here. We tapped it with a wick, but we didn't have the bodies come up. And then we tapped it again there, and still that didn't drive. And then we tapped it again here, and still that didn't drive. We actually drove up. So are we going to get the same? I do like buys up to 2048, but it's just how can we get in? This is the thing. How can we get in? Probably, I don't like no bottom wick even on that. If we can get, let's have a look at the 30-minute close above here. For 30 close above here, where does price go? 30 close above, back into the area. Back into the area. So could we just wait for a pullback? Now all the 30s come through. We can maybe take a 30-minute close above in 16 minutes. That's if we don't drive, that is. My hair, I keep looking at my hair, it's an absolute mess. I need like I'm just gonna cut it all off. Go back to being a skinhead. 30 close, pullback. Gone. This one didn't work, so we'd have to wait for that pullback to test 2043 if we're gonna take the 30. Fake out. Pull back, and we'll probably go off the highs, to be fair. This one didn't quite make it. Good morning if you're watching on YouTube. I was a bit late this morning. My teenage son missed the bus, so I had to drive him to school, which is like 20 minutes each way. Now if I had my rollerblades on, it would have been 10 minutes each way, but my rollerblades in storage. 30 close, came up and tapped. So could we just take a 30 above? I would think we could. I just don't like no bottom wick. I don't like the 4 hours in the... And then you're going into the last 30 of the 4 hour at that point. We're probably going to wait for the 4, hoping that we don't tap 2048. Because you do seem to tap this a few times before deciding what you're doing. If we get the 4 hour close above here, that means the 4 hours broke above. The 3 hour, 2 hour, if you trade 3 and 2. I don't normally trade them, but that means the 1 hour. If we can get... Could maybe take a wing back from 2040 as well, actually. If we get an hour break. If we get an hour break above, you should, even if we want to drive down. It's the first time coming back up. You've got... Because if this hour closes respecting, but you got a bit of contradiction then, because the hours close respecting, but the 4 hours close bullish. So what I can imagine happening is the new 4 hour popping up, tap 2048, and then flipping and closing bearish, and the 4 hour coming back into the range, and then you've had a 4 hour fake out. So something like that. That's if you get that. Now, to take buy stops off the 4 hour, we do need a decent pullback. I would need a pullback tapping 2037. So wait there, if that's the case, could we not just take a wing back buy from 2037? Could we not do that? We can't with the 4 hour the way it is. But if the 4 hour closes bullish and this hour closes respecting, then we could get a wing back buy from 2037. That's if we don't tap 2048. Because even if the new hour wants to come down and closes like that, it's not going to close like that 1 hour. If anything, it'll close probably that's a stretch for it. Right, we can take a buy from 2037. 2037 we'll take a buy, and the new hour won't just open up and push down. It'll have to pull back anyway, probably tapping 2040 and then to flip. So that means, say at a bottom wick, then you'll get a top wick like that. That would be the new 4 dropping through the floor, coming back down, picking up all this liquidity below here, because you'd probably look to come and push to the next range at that point. And then we could look to get in for a wing back buy here in case it does want to push back up. Actually, it probably wouldn't do that. It probably, if anything, this hour would pull down, and then push back, probably close doji, and you'd have a wick, and then you could probably start coming down. But at that point, you know, you're well out of the trade at that point. But that's only if this hour closes. It's only if this hour closes bullish. Respecting. If it doesn't, then we wait for a pullback, a decent pullback, and the pullback would need to come and tap this area at 2040. Well, then couldn't we just take the wing back still though? Because you would have broke out to the upside. Just a long shot getting down to there. Do you know what? We probably could actually. because that would be the new forward. If the forward closes like this, right, you know, you're in a clean traffic range up to 2047, 48 areas. The new 4, if that could just pull back to test previous support, this is previous support, and then for this to flip, to come back up, that would work fantastically. So we're probably going to have to wait for this forward close, guys. Good morning, crazy Bitcoin lady. The crazy Bitcoin lady. What do you think me jumper, guys? I thought I'd get in the Christmas spirit. Yeah. Whose fault is it? Christmas is ruined. China. Thought you are like that. We'll see how this 30 closes though. We'll see how this 30 closes, because we might be able to catch this 30 if we get a decent pullback. So, the only thing with the pullback, it might not come and tap 2030, so it might only come and tap 2040. I mean, could we take a wing back from 2040 with a second entry at 2037? Would that work? So we've got a 30-minute closure in 8 minutes. We're going to have to wait for this 30 to close. Now, if this 30 can close respecting this area and not flip to the downside, because I was debating whether to get a sell stop underneath because this 30 closed respecting. So it tells us that this 30, what it might do, it might push up and then flip. So could we have not just got a sell stop underneath the 2040, because you know you're probably going to come tap 2037. But the issue you've got is you've had the hours have broke out, because the next range for the hour really is up here, 2043. So you haven't filled it. You're currently hovering. But don't be getting any FOMO if this hour flips to the downside, because it can happily do that. We are probably going to have to wait for the forward close in 37 minutes. Yeah, I really want this 4 to pull down though and close respecting. Because if it does, you're probably going to get a top wick and then a flip to the downside to come and fill 2026. That's what I would like to see. Whether we see that, I don't know. Anybody catch anything this morning? You had anything, Mikey G? You what? Oh, bloody! The dad's in the house. The dad's in the house. I caught a cold at 4 o'clock. Just thinking here, because if that 1 hour really is pushed up, I'm trying to. So if all the answers for trading, guys, on previous data, just look at previous data, and all you're doing is trying to see a pattern where, okay, I found my zone. If I get a certain time frame candle close above here, what happens? Okay, well, every time, 90% of the time, I get a close above 2043 on a 15. 90% of the time you come and tap 2047, and it's happened like 50 times, then your odds are pretty good, aren't they? You're probably going to just wait for a 15-minute close above, and that's all it is with Meraki. You're just copying from previous data. That's why I'm not keen on making all-time highs, because we don't have much previous data to go off. This might be a case of a fastball today, guys, so you're going to have to be on hand if you're looking to catch this trade, because it might be a case of, right, I'm in now. So we've just got to see. Oh, no top wick. Because is this 15 going to close back down? What's a 15 done? 15 hasn't even closed yet. You're still bullish. Have you closed respected? No. We didn't actually get a trade yesterday, did we? I did get a trade on the afternoon, but is this 30, this hour, sorry, gonna flip? That is the question. Is this hour gonna flip? 4 minutes, guys. I'll be back in a second. How are we looking? 30 still done nothing. Right. 30 is still done nothing. Is this 15 gonna drop? I'll get the Christmas tunes on soon, don't worry. I'm not sure why my trading views take a bit of delay. 15-minute close, 49 seconds. Okay, so it looks like we have closed respecting. We have formed some. We formed a zone here. So is the 15 going to come back down? Tap 2040. Or is it going to happen with the next candle? See this hour, I mean, you didn't get a pullback, I suppose, so you wouldn't even have got in on this hour. So if this 15 opens up and pushes up first with no bottom wick, that might even be tricky to take. Depends how far it pushes up. See how this opens up here. Oh, okay, no bottom wick. Can you break the highs? If this 15 breaks these highs with no bottom wick, we'll get a sell stop underneath. Can't form. Ah, it's done it. It's already formed one. So that's the 30 close. So how's the 30 close? So, see, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So there's the 30 range. No, that's the hour range, you know. I'm gonna have to wait for the 4, guys. You're too close to the 4 hour now. You might as well wait, but this could easily flip. The 15. You can't have sell stops underneath either, because what could happen is this 15 could come down, create a bottom wick for this, and then flip back to the upside. So you couldn't. You would get tagged in. Right, it's too late for this now. However, yes, price could just carry on coming down, because that means the hour would be flipping to the downside. You're in the second half of the hour now, so it means this hour could easily flip, because I do believe you're going to have to test these lows of 2030 to break the highs. To break these highs, you're going to have to test 2030. But is it going to happen on this hour, or are the candles going to come up to 2043 and then you come back down? What's going to tell us? Probably the 4 hour. The 4 hour is probably going to tell us. So we just need a 4 hour break above, really. Because if you get a 4 hour break above, that means the range you're in quite a clean range. You are in here. And if we mark up now, every time we get a forward close above 2037, what does price do? Okay, so let's do this. A little tip for you is just colour it with a box. Okay, where did we push? There you go. Well, you actually pushed to 2051. There's the close, there's the pullback, and then in. Let's have a look at this one. Okay, this one didn't close above. This one you wouldn't be able to get in because you didn't get your close lower down, so you didn't have advantage to take it up. Okay, however, it's still a sign that price needs to tap 2047, so you still mark it up. Okay, 4 hour, you didn't get a pullback on this, so does then that tell you, okay, well, we don't actually need a pullback? If you all your 4 hours, as soon as you break into this zone, you come up anyway. Do you need a pullback? Same again, you came up. So I'm just marking up where price comes from the lows into that zone. What does price do off the 4 hour? That's all we're doing. So twice price came through this area. Forward, there's your break there. Okay, this one didn't do it, so let's maybe move this up a bit. 4 hour took a while to come through, but you still got through. You even got a wick right through and dropped from there. I believe that's the only date we've got to go off, is it? It is indeed. So, knowing this, every time you break above here, you push through to 2047. So the odds are pretty good, aren't they? And that's all trading is. It's probability. That's all it is. There's no magic sauce. There's no, I'll put this on, I'll use this trend line, I'll find an OB, I'll do all this type of stuff. Just look at what price is telling you. Every time price breaks above here, what does it do? Well, it pushes up to 2047, and 100% of the time your odds are pretty good. And if it doesn't play out, it's just that's because it's Forex. It's just the way it is. Okay. Okay, but you'd take the same trade again because 95% of the time it's going to play out, isn't it? That's all it is. So we're just going to wait for a forward close above, guys, and then we'll get a bottom wick. I might even take a wing back from 2037. Because you should be coming up anyway. I just want to see though if the wing... Oh, look at the hour now. Look at the hour now. Look. So is this hour going to create a bottom wick and then flip back bullish? Or is this hour going to close bearish? That's the thing. Is this hour going to close bearish? Now what I want to see now is if we get an hour break up there, where does price pull back to? So, okay, I mean we pull back to 2037. So can we not just take a wing back from 2037.52, and worst case we'll get stops on the other side anyway. Could we not do that? Does price need to come back to 2037.52? And if it does, if we do carry on, where would I take partial move to break even? So the way I'm working out we take partial move to break even is if price does carry on and you break below, where does price pull back to? Where it pulls to here before doing its next move. So let's mark that off. That is 15 pips. That's not bad. What's this one? Oh, we might have to bring that forward. What's that? As long as it's 10 pips. Okay. 12 pips. That'll do. Okay. Okay, yeah. Could we do that? That's Winston screaming if you can hear him. So that's what I'm probably looking at. Wing back buy from 2037. Because if this hour... This is the forward close, right? So if the forward close is like this, the new forward would probably pull back, tap previous support, which is 2037, and then flip to come and fill the rest of the range. Because we know on the forward, when you 100% of the time, when you get a close above, here, you come and tap 2047. So we take a wing back buy from 2037 after the pullback. But on its way down, we also get a buy stop on as well. In case it doesn't pull that far and it does the flip. It could only pull to here because technically there's wicks here. So it could just pull there, then flip and come and fill the range. So that would avoid it as well. And worst case, the way we manage risk is off the hour. So if the hour closes below 2036, the new hour is probably going to have to pull back to break even anyway before going through. Looking at previous data, you tend to come and tap 2038 anyway. Not these ones though. Let's have a look at that. Let's just confirm that. So yeah, look, hours come down, would have tapped you in, take partial move to break even, then the next hours flew, came straight down, tapped, back up, take partial move to break even, then came through. So even if price wants to push down, tapped, back up, this one came through. So stops, where would stops have to be? I did mark up stops, I'm sure of it. The way you work out stops is look where price pushes through. Push through, came back, push through. So we'll just go below 2031. That should be about 65. Not bad. I think that is all the data we've got. Yeah, through. This one didn't play out. But that's come from 2068. So I'm pretty liking that, but that's only if we get a 4-hour close, guys. So we've got to get that forward close. If we don't get a forward close above, and this 4 pulls back down and closes respecting this zone, then we're looking at sells to come back down. But at the minute, that's what I've got going on. I just want to make sure these stops are right, because these stops might have to be below here, the low. What is that? Yeah, I would prefer that. Or do we need that? Maybe not this one, but this one, yeah. Because if you're pushing past here, even if you're pushing past here, this would be a second entry. Around this zone would be a second entry if you push further. So we're close, guys. We're probably looking at 10 o'clock for a trade. That's what we're looking at. Deg a Glock. What would that be on the daily? How would that daily look then? Yeah, I don't know if you're gonna. That would be the daily flipping to the downside. The 4 coming down to test the lows. If you test the lows, are you gonna have to come back up? I don't know whether this second entry would be on really. I'd have to look on a lower time frame and work it out. So yeah, so that's what I've got going on here. But this is only if we get the forward close above. So forward close above, we'll take a wing back buy above 2037. But as we get the pullback on the 4, we'll also get a buy stop on off the 4 for the highs, in case the 4 just does this, then goes, okay, because we know it can do that, because look at these forwards, but we need a pullback to at least 2038. So once we get the pullback to 2038, we get the buy stop on, yeah, but if price carries on a bit further, we'll look for our entry at 2037. Okay, target would be the 2047 area, stops would be below 2028. Okay, so that's what we've got going on at the minute. That's only if we don't tap. Taking buys above 2047 is tricky for me. I wouldn't be interested in that. We really want the 4 to stay over here though. Can you hear my dog? I'll have to get him in again. Winston, come here. Rosie, come on. Get in. There you go. I just want to see when you get a 30 close back in. 15 close. 15. what it is, we don't want price to pull back too far, really, if we're going to get this. That means we'd have a forward close. Forward needs to come and fill the range. Then that means we want to add a 30. So close in 15 minutes. Okay. Yeah, right, okay. Let's get this onto the signals. On the ideas. Hey, 90% waiting, mate. 10% execution.
Yep. Well, we're getting a cup of tea near about 10 o'clock.
I know, guys. Go and get a cup of tea. It's 13 minutes. You got actually 14 minutes even. This is the thing about trading. You could be waiting hours and hours, and I'm only aiming for 10 pips. Really, I'm happy with 10 pips a day. I can wait hours and hours just to catch 10 pips. Winston. It's because we've got somebody here, that's why. So he's a bit upset he can't go and meet them. I do like wingbacks. The reason I like wingbacks is because with a wingback you always get a chance to get out of the trade. Yeah, but when you take breakout, so let's say price is coming up. Winston, shut up, man. Come here. Winston, come here. Come here. Calm down. So, normal breakout method, yeah, you just get a close above the zone, right, and then you'd wait for a pullback. And then what you would do is, because that's how candles move, they tend to pull the opposite way before the way it's going. Let's say it's bullish, it'll pull the opposite way and then it'll flip to the upside. Okay, and at that point all you do is on the pullback, knowing this, as long as you haven't got a top wick, you would put a buy stop on the other side, ready for this to flip to the upside to come and fill the next range. But what can happen sometimes is if you put the buy stop on too early and don't wait for the pullback, it can come back up. Because remember, candles don't just move like this. They're constantly moving up and down. Well, there's the pullback, and then there's the flip. But if you get your buy stop on too early, this could come up, activate you, and then take you down. And then before you know it, you've had a fake out. And once you've had that fake out, yeah, price then will pull back, but won't come back to break even, and then flip and carry on to fill the next range. At that point, you can't get out. But with a wingback, what you do with a wingback is you identify, and when you've had that breakout, you're then identifying how far is this pullback going to come. Well, it's normally the previous support, which is here. So you'd look for entries. You'd look at previous data and go, okay, when we get the breakout, where does price pull back to? Well, it tends to pull back to 2037 and then go. So what you do is, as this is pulling back, you then would enter the trade for a buy, waiting for this candle to then flip to carry on to fill the rest of the range, right? And then obviously you'd be in a lot lower down. But what's daunting about wingbacks is price is going the opposite way, and sometimes it can move aggressively, and you're thinking, bloody hell, I'm taking a buy, when the lower time frames are so aggressively pushing down, and you're taking a buy. But when this flips, it puts you straight away into profit. You can go risk free, and you can get flyers. So flyers is where once we've took partial and price is carried on, it hasn't come back to break even. Now what I really like about this, trading's all about managing your risk. It's more important to get rid of your risk, to sort your risk out, than actually making money, right? And the reason I like these wing backs, because if you enter here and price does fake out to the downside, put you into drawdown, the new candle, because we know how candles move, price now needs to come and fill the range at the bottom at 2028, but the new candle will probably come back to test previous support. That way you can get out of the trade, because you know to get out, because you've had a fake out. You know you're going to come and fill the range. You would then get out of the trade at break even, or sometimes it might even push to your take partial zone, and then this candle then would flip to fill the range. So it gives you an extra layer of protection to be able to get out the trade if it doesn't go your way. Does that all make sense? So that is basically Meraki, breakout, and also wingbacks, the wingback method. So I do prefer wingbacks. See, what might happen here is if Winston, don't ever get a French bulldog, guys. All they do, snore, fart, and just cry at everything. So what might happen here, I really wanted a bottom wick on this candle just to rule it out, because price is going to have to come back down, create a bottom wick, but this could be the pullback, create a bottom wick, and then come and fill the range, which might catch us out. So I won't be getting a buy stop on this unless we come and tap. Where do I want to tap? Yeah, I'd need to tap this area here. This is for a buy stop above, okay? I don't want to confuse you and have lines all over my chart. Yeah, we'd need to come and tap 2039 and we can get a buy stop off the 4 hour. Okay? But if the forward closes above, we're getting a wing back buy in from 2037 anyway, if it does pull down to that. My OBS knocked up the other day. It's still not right now. All the overlays disappeared. It says the files were missing. Morning, Sharif. You alright, buddy? And then I've had to bloody quickly upload them all. But I'm still missing bits. Winston! It's because we've got someone in the house, that's why. So he wants to go and meet them. This 4 looks like it is gonna close. And I need to. Oh, what's happened there? Oh, my be right back's missing. 2 seconds, guys. I'm still here, if you can hear me. Why is that gone as well? This is what I'm on about. My OBS is all over at the minute. Be right back's gone. Is this off? That's okay. Technology does my head in. Does my head in. Okay, 5 minutes for a forward closure. Let's see if we. So this is the plan, guys. Let's all be clear. So if the forward closes and we get a pullback, taps our pullback needed area 2039. We're going to get a buy stop on the other side to come and fill the range at 2048. Okay. If price carries on pushing, we're then going to get a wing back from 2037. Take partial move to break even and will be 2038, hoping that this 4 will flip to come and fill the range. Okay. Now the only downside to this, and the only thing I'm a bit cautious of, is we've already tapped this area. So it means this could be the tap, and this could just be a forward fake out back down. Okay. But our managed risk is the hour closing below 2037, and then we look to get out on the break even point. Okay. So that's our managed risk. So we all know the plan. Now, I say it already. Winston, shut up. Come here. Chill out, man. So, we've already tapped it once, but over here shows us it can tap it a few times. Okay. So, it means we could probably tap it again, to be fair. And with the forward closing like this, we probably will come and tap it again. So that is the plan of action. So stand by. If you take it for the buy stop above, yeah, your stops would only need to be below this 4 hour. Okay. The reason we stops are below here for the wing back is because we need a bit of room for a second entry if we need that second entry. Roger that, Zero Alpha. Roger that, Zero Alpha. Good morning, Mr. Hank, and Merry Christmas to you. Do you like my jumper? Yes, sorry, a buy limit. You're right, Gunari. A buy limit from 2037. That's what we're looking at. But we're getting a buy stop on the 4 as well in case the 4 hour drives without coming back to our area. So we're going to be using a buy limit and a buy stop. What's the matter? Oh, what are we doing? What are we doing? Because if the 5 and the 15... 2 minutes for a closure now. 15, no bottom wicks on these. These are gonna... So does that mean this is... Oh, come in. Come here. Oh, here's Mr. Winston. This is Mr. Winston, everyone. Oi, get down. He's the only dog with a rank. Oi. He's the only dog with a rank. He's a captain. Right, come on, down. $15 looks like it's going to close bullish. Is the 15 going to break the highs, come back down for a bottom wick? That's what we'd like. Otherwise, got some tunes on it. 1 minute for a close. Oh yeah. How are we looking? What's happening? 25 seconds. Okay. Now if price opens up and pops up first, now we can potentially Couldn't even do that. Because how's the hour closed now? Is the hour broke above? Because the hour is now breaking above. That's a nice closure. Nice closure. No bottom wick. Can this hour come back down? Create a bottom wick. We can get a buy. The thing I don't like about this hour, it's not closed at. Can we get this pullback? There is an hour support where it's closed respecting on that area, but you can still power through. You can still power through. So if this goes without us, guys, it goes without us, not our trade to take. I've got to have a pullback to get a buy stop on. Unfortunately. Lovely close on the 4. Very, very bullish. Are we going to pull back? That's the thing. What's going to tell us that if price is going to power on or not? Well, 5 minute closes to the high, so if you get a 5 minute break above there, 20.43, are you just going to push 20.47? You probably are. But I need a pullback. I need a pullback for these bottom wicks. Rule out this bottom wick. There's 2 candles here with no bottom wicks. When you've got no bottom wicks, it shows you that. Well, do you know what? That actually came down to create a bottom wick for this one. No bottom wick on this. Ooh, nice. We've got news today. Been quite a lot of news this week, hasn't there? Is this the pullback we needed? Come on. Can we get down there? We're pushing down. It's just all about how far is this 4 hour going to pull back. Got to get this pullback, guys. We need to rule out this 1 hour low, the 1 hour bottom wick. We need price to come back down to tap this 1 hour bottom wick at least before getting a buy stop on. We do have to understand that the hour technically has filled the range now and not broke above 2043. So that means the hour's actually closed respecting, right? However, this trade is from the 4 hour. It's off the 4 hour time frame. Bit of Willy Wonka the Chocolate Factory music. Put a beat to it. It's all gravy. Are we going to get a wick fill on this 30 so we can get buy stops on? Or do we just wait for a 5 close above? Let me have a look what the 5's like. Let me just mark this up, because if we get a 5 back above there, this would be take partial. 5 through, 5 through, back up, 5 through. I'm just thinking it looks like even if you get a 5 break above there, you're going to drive. So if the 4 does flip and doesn't pull back to our area, we could just take that, couldn't we? Oh, we're dropping now anyway. Nearly there, guys. How many pips are we? 20 pips away from getting a trade. I don't know whether I'm going to put the buy stop on though, because the hour. I might just wait for a 5 break above. So because the hour hasn't broke out. Because what you could get is, was it the 15 I was looking at? Yeah, if you get a 15-minute close like this, the new 15 could come, break the highs, and then flip back down to fill the range. That could get you activated. I know, because we need. That's why we need the pullback. Yeah, so we should be good if we can get that pullback down to 2039. Captain. Don't know what this music is, guys. I'm so sorry. Let's see if I can find something. Um, 2037. Winston. What's up with my dog? It's because we've got someone in the house. So he just cries over anything, man. Anything at all. It's because we've got someone in the house, so he wants to go and meet them. But instead of him crying outside the door for Emma while she's talking, I thought I'd have him in here while we're streaming, just to annoy all of us. Well, he's better annoying us, isn't he, than he is Come on, can we get that pull back? Yeah, I probably won't get that, but I might just wait for the 5 break above, you know. Let's see, we'll see what candles look like when they're printed. Guys, if you like the stream, you like what you see, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Our company's been going a while now, but we've just started to build up our YouTube channel, so the channel itself is fairly new, so your support would be much appreciated. If you hit the subscribe button, you get notified when we go live. We trade most weekdays from 8 AM normally, but obviously this morning, kids, yeah, I had to fold someone up like a Blackpool deck chair because he missed his bus, slept in. That's what kids do, don't they? So I get tipped schools, we're a bit late, but normally most weekdays from 8 AM and we trade London session. No bottom wick on this either. Intense, this music. Right, I'm going to sort this music out. I did have one, I did save an album where it was proper songs, but it was like non-copyright. Where's that now? Weird. Okay. Mindset, Sharif. Mindset's a tough one, right? It's probably the hardest thing in trading, and it's the most important thing. So the thing with mindset is, there's one thing. If you think about why you fail or why you blow an account or you lose trades and you can't act accordingly, it's because, right, the root of it all for me, the biggest killer in trading is to one word. It's one word, and it's doubt. The main root of it, why traders struggle or don't make it, is because of doubt. From start to finish through their journey, doubt creeps in at some point. Even when you're consistently profitable, doubt still creeps in. You know, you start saying to yourself, have I just been on a winning streak? Is it just the market's been easy? So it's just being aware of the things what can fuck your head up, basically, and it's mainly down to doubt. So if you're aware of it and you know that doubt's the one, then you can identify it when it creeps into you and you go, do you know what, I've just took 2 losses in a row, can I actually trade? But then what's that? Oh, actually that's just doubt talking. Yes, I can trade, it's just Forex. It's impossible to get 100% win rate forever. You know, losses are part of the game. I think once you realise that losses are part of the game, and you realise that the thing what's going to stop you from doing it, it's doubt, and you can identify when doubt comes in. You actually give your head a shake and you go, nah, that's just doubt talking, I'm not going to let it win. Right, but what's going to help you with doubt? The thing what's going to help you with doubt is your logbook. So you've got to have a log. If you want to do this professionally, you have to have a logbook. Simple as that. And I know it's boring. I know it's a pain in the ass, especially if you're taking. Some people take their trades off their phones while they're out and about, and they don't have the little logbook, or I use a spreadsheet online. If you don't have it there, but it's so important you log every trade you take. And the thing about the logbook, it only works if you're true to it. If you fake your logbook so your numbers look good, what's the bloody point in a logbook? There's no point in a logbook whatsoever. So logbook will kill doubt. The reason being is when you do have them days, because doubt always creeps back in, you know, always. When you do have them doubting days, you just look over your logbook and go, do you know what? Every month I've been profitable. Every month I've been profitable. Might not be much profit, but I'm profitable. How many losses did I take in that month? Oh, I took 6 losses that month. Okay, how many losses am I this month? Oh, I'm only 3. That means I could take another 3 losses and still be profitable. It's things like that what you're going to see with your logbook, what make you think, do you know what? Why am I panicking? Why am I letting doubt creep in? Because my logbook shows that I'm consistently profitable, and I've got nothing to worry about, even after taking this 1 loss. I took, when was it? I think it was about 3 months ago maybe. I took 2 losses live for our members, yeah. So basically like on stream for our members, because I used to just trade for the members. I took 2 losses in a row. Well, I say 2 losses. It wasn't 2 different trades. It was 2 entries on one. It just bombed down and it always stops. And after that, I was like, for fuck's sake. Yeah. I was then, what it does, you can't help, doubt sets in. You go, do you know what? What happened there? What did I do wrong? Is my strategy right? You start questioning all. Is my strategy right? Have I just been lucky? The market's just nice for me this way. But what did I do? Looked over my logbook, and I think I had 100% win the month before. And it just reassured me, do you know what? Yeah, you can trade. It's not, you know, it's just a loss. It's just Forex. It's you know, that's what it is. So logbook would massively help with mindset. It's where the cure is, I like to think it. Yeah, and if you look over your logbook and you're not consistently profitable, then you've got to go back to your strategy, not your mindset, because your strategy is not working. Yeah, but when you going over your strategy, is your strategy spot on? If it is, then what are you doing wrong? Look at your logbook and it's going to tell you about your losses, why you're taking them losses. So what I identified is when I was going through my journey and I was starting to be profitable, but my losses, I looked over my logbook and my losses were always my 2nd or 3rd trade, never ever my 1st trade. But I wouldn't have realised that unless I looked over my logbook. So what does that tell me? Okay, I need to get rid of the losses. How can I get rid of losses? Stop taking 3 trades. Get rid of 3 trades. Get rid of 2 trades if you want. Take 1 trade a day. It's all you need. 1 trade a day, really. Yeah. So get rid of one trade a day, my profitability and my win rate just went like that, because I'm now only limiting. And what you realise is when you do become consistently profitable, right, over time, you will be trading less. You'll take less trades, yeah. Obviously depending on how you trade, but you take, especially the way I trade, you'll take less trades, and that's why I have such a high win rate, because I massively limit my. I study my losses more than my wins, really. Study my losses and identify how to get rid of them losses, and that's what I've done over time. So yeah, that's it with mindset. Your logbook's going to massively help with that, basically, because you'll just look back over it and you go, oh, actually, yeah, do you know what, I'm doing pretty good. Oh, all my losses have been on the forward time frame. Okay, I'll stop taking trades off the forward time frame. Now my win rate's gone to 95%, and I would be profitable every month. And that's the type of thing you can, the type of information and reassurance you can get from just having a logbook. So very, very key, important. I know I've rabbled on there, Sharif, but I hope that helps, mate. What are we doing? 5. No bottom wick. No bottom wick. We're going to power down. I feel like we're going to spring down, and I don't like that, because when I say spring down, are we going to push past our wing back area? I can't get a buy stop on yet, guys. I'm sorry, but I can't. If anything, if we get a 5 close above here, 2043, and we get a decent pullback, potential buy stops above the 5, because that would confirm the 4 flipping to the upside. Actually, we've got a 30-minute close in a minute, haven't we? Let's have a look at the 30, actually. Yeah, look, we're not doing anything. We are not doing anything. What is this 30 doing? Got no volume here whatsoever, guys. No volume. We've had a pullback on the 4 now. Now, is the 4 going to flip and drive? Let's have a look. If we get a 30 break above, because the 30 is the next candle to go. So if we get a 30 break above here, does that mean we're then going to power up? 30 through 30, you can't get a fake out, but this is what we might get. 30 break above, we tap 2045, then we come back down, and then we come back up. That would mess us all up, because we wouldn't be able to get buy stops on, and then we wouldn't get as low as our wing back buys. So this is not what we want, but it could happen. I want to have a look at a 15, because if we get a 15 close above here, and we get a pullback, rule out the fake out, the 15 can bomb straight through here. 15 pullback. Yeah, we could probably do that, guys. If the 15 breaks above, that's probably going to be, but we've got to get a pullback after that. Got to have a pullback to rule out the fake out on the 15. Otherwise, we could get tagged in and get pulled down. We're close, guys. We're close. 15 straight through. Winston, come on. 15 close, up, tap. This one didn't quite make it, which I don't like. Oh, it's still 16 pips. Fortunately, that's where you're going to have to take bash, move to break even, or move to break even. it's probably looking like you need to tap 2043. This is what we don't like. We don't want this. A lot of the time you come up to tap 2044 before coming back down. 15 close in 5 minutes. Is this 15 going to flip to the downside? That's the thing. We flip now. We're going. Oh no! Is this the move? Is this the move? If we break the wick high, you're gonna pop to 2040, and that's probably gonna be the move up to 2047. But we can't take nothing. I can't get in. The 4's flipped to the upside. Is the 4 gonna break the highs? Ideally, we don't want to break in the highs yet. Right? We want to pull back down so we can get in. We've not had any pullback at all. So does that mean this 4 is going to push up, tap, and pull back? But you can't take wing back sells. Oh, you've broke the highs now. So you're gonna probably pop to 2044. No bottom wick on this 15. So could we not just market execute off that 15? I don't like a market execute because we know you can reject from here. Where'd that 5 close yet? Oh, no top wick on the 5. And close respecting. Alright, this is good. This 5 can close doji. That would be potential 15-minute fake out. This is what we'd like, really. 15-minute close like this, next 15-minute closes back in, or even this 15 closes respecting. We've had a 5-minute close respecting with no top wick, so that tells us technically this 5 should end up bearish. Okay, and this is why we don't get a buy stop on too early. We've got to get that pullback, because if this closes, I'm not saying it could still power up, but if this closes doji, that means you still close respecting, right? It means that the next 15 could still fake us out, come back down into this area, and you would have been tapped in here at 2043. You would have been tapped in, activated, didn't even push to take partial move to break even, and then it'll drag you down. And bear in mind, I'm hoping we get down to 2037, because that's the previous support of the 4 hour. So that's as far as you can come down. So it's a good lesson that how you don't get buy stops on too early. I know you're scared about missing the move, but this is another thing with mindset. Sharif, goes back to your question, mindset is you need to get out of this mindset of how much money am I going to make today. You've got to get rid of that. You've got to start thinking okay, what's my balance? What am I protecting? Right, I've got to protect this today. That's what it's about. Got to protect this and take what the market's allowing you to take. That's another thing. Yeah, I only aim for 10 pips. I have huge stops. I don't actually, the way I trade, I have actually a negative RR. I don't use RR. The way I look at it is I'm jumping into no man's land. I'm grabbing some money and I'm jumping back out. I just don't want to get shot. That's the way I look at trading. It's just the way and it works for me. And that's another thing in trading. There's so much stigma about people's different strategy. All the strategies work, but it's whether it works for you. All of them work. So you can't diss anybody's strategy. It's just whether it works for you. If it's working for you, then it bloody works. There's no rules on how to trade Forex, is there? You know? So, if we can get a 15-minute close like this, that means we've had a 15-minute breakout to the high. It means we could still push to fill the range, but the 5 minutes have closed respecting. So that's a fair sign of price wanting to push back down. Okay, so it means the next 15 potentially could be a fake out back below 2043, and then hopefully we can come back down from there. But we will see. What does that mean for buy stops though? This means for buy stops that I probably won't have a buy stop above the 4. If anything, I'd take a 5 or a 15 back above 2043. but I can't take that 15 now above 43 because I haven't had a pullback to previous support at 2039, so I'm not willing to take it, even though it's a very clean traffic range, which it is. But this, come on. If you've learned something today and you like the stream, drop us a like, subscribe to the channel. If you want more information on our company Relentless, hit the link in the description. You can get into our free Discord group, join the community. Fantastic bunch of crazy people. It's always good to be a little bit crazy doing this. So there's the 15-minute close now. How did the 5 close? Oh, ooh, okay. So the 5 closed bullish, broke above. So does that mean this 5's gonna flip and drive? Tricky, tricky. Just gotta wait, guys. I can't do it now at the minute. Now, if we do push up and tap 2047, just power through. If we can find a 5-minute range higher up. See, it's because it's so clean. It initiates from where we are, really. Back down. We're going to come and tap that, aren't we? 2044. Do feel you're going to have to tap it anyway, aren't you? Tunes, get the tunes back on. What's this 15 gonna do now? If this 15 closes respecting and we still haven't tapped 2044, we could look to, off a smaller time frame, come up, buy up, because that means you've had 2 chances to break back below and you haven't done it, so that's a sign the price is going to want to push up. So a nest play, what a nest play is, guys, is let's say you're bullish and you're working your way up and you break out, but you don't drive for the next candle, you wait for your pullback, yeah, but then this candle closes bearish but doesn't close back into the range, so you're technically still in this range. Therefore, where should you be coming? Well, you should still be coming up to fill the range. Okay. So then what should happen with a new candle is the new candle will tend to open up, push down first, and then flip and then drive to come and fill the range. But what this has done, these 2 candles has shown us that price still wants to push up to fill the range. Otherwise, this one would have just closed back in like that, and that whole move would have been a fake out, and then you probably wouldn't have this. You'd probably have this instead. Okay. So that's what we call a nest play. So if this 15 closes like this, respecting new 15, we could get something like open up, pull down, maybe create a bottom wick for this 15, maybe even come further and then flip to fill the range. That would be perfect for it, because we just get a buy stop above this 15. But you still got to get that pullback, because there's too many candles here with no bottom wicks, and what happens is when you get no bottom wicks like this, it's a sign that when price goes, it's going to shoot straight through the floor hard. Okay, so I don't want to put a buy stop on if we're going to get that shoot through the floor, because it's going to drag us with it. I'm going to go deep into drawdown fast. It's on this 15. I mean, like I say, this 15 could drive still. You've had a 15-minute break to the high as well. You do tend to tap that as well. I just haven't had any pullbacks on the higher time frame. Even the hour hasn't pulled back. Oh, no bottom wick on the hour. I've had days like this before where price is gone where I said it's going to go all day, and I haven't had a chance to get in because I haven't had that pullback. Because remember, the hour, there's an hour range here. This is an hour range. And this hour, it's actually filled the range and not broke out. So we haven't had an hour breakout yet. Right? The only thing what's broke out is the 4 hour and the lower time frames. Right? Now, if we get an hour break above, and then we get a pullback, and we don't fill 2048, then we could just take an hour buy above and get this range. Let's make sure that, yeah, that's about right, yeah. Yeah, so we could do that. So I would prefer to get a pullback, wing back buy from 2037. That's what I would like. Guys, I'm going to go make a cup of tea. There's 22 minutes left of this hour. We can't do anything at the minute. Okay. If anything, we couldn't even do that, to be fair. We want a 15-minute fake out back into the area, or we want a 15-minute nest, and then the new 15 pops down and then flips to the upside. That's what we're after. Okay. So I'm going to go and make a cup of tea. Go and get yourself a cup of tea. I'll be back in about 5-10 minutes. Oh, look at this now. Look at this, 15. What's the 15 going to do? We haven't moved anywhere really, have we? I'm going to give it to probably half 11, guys, to see what's going on. But if we get a 15-minute close to the low, you might get a 15. Pop up, tap, go. That's a 30, isn't it? Because you're going to have to come and break all these lows at that point. Could we pull this back down? Because the hour has closed respecting. Very tricky, guys. Because the hour looks like it's going to close bearish. Is it going to close bearish? And that means, are we going to pull back down with the new hour? Because if the 4s create a top wick, it's good that we haven't tapped 2044.94. Because if we do come back up there, it means we're probably going to still tap that. Okay, if not push through. So we'll just wait for like a 50. I can't take buy stops now on the 4. But because you create a top wick. So it would be like a smaller time frame break to the high. So what I want is, we need a pullback to this area, 2039, to look for any buys above here anyway. Which we're probably going to get it with the new hour in 3-4 minutes. But I would prefer this wing back. But I'm just thinking though, because if we get an hour close, right? The thing is, the 4 hours in such a clean traffic range. This is the range for the 4 hour. That's the range for the 4 hour. Okay. So therefore, it's so clean to come up to 2047. But when I say clean, it doesn't mean you're not going to get a pullback on the 4 hour and then flip to come through. You could even get a pullback, close bearish, and then the new 4 is the one what comes through. That's what could happen. But it's still a clean traffic area because you still tap at 2047. But it's how we get in. But the thing is, the hours have closed respecting. The hour hasn't broke out yet. The hour's closed respecting 2043. You're now getting another hour close bearish. So that's a fair sign of price going to come back down to give that pullback. So that means the 4 hours is going to start doing its pullback now. Bottom wick. So, knowing this, you're probably going to have to come to 2040 before. So could we not just take, if you get an hour close like this, could we not just take a wing back from 2045 to come down? Where would stops be? Because you're going to have to break the highs again. Stops be above there. So if this forward closes bearish like this, the new hour opens up, breaks the highs. This is where it's tricky because the 4, that could just be the 4 flipping back bullish to create a steeper top wick. You're going to come and tap 2040, aren't you? Oh, it's sucking us in, guys. This is what Forex does, sucks you in. Sucks you in. If you get a 30 close like this, and you get a top wick, could you not just get a sell stop underneath the 30 to come further down? We probably could. Let me have a look at this. There is a minor support. You're going to come down to 2040. That would be the forward pullback, basically. Oh, this one didn't do it. You'd need a close below. Yeah, you need a close below that. So 30 closed yet? It has, hasn't it? No top wick. So that means the hour's closed bearish. The 30's closed back into the range. If we can get a top wick to 2043, we potentially can get sell stops coming back down. Because you're going to have to break the lows. You're going to have to break these lows in order to break the highs. Because otherwise you wouldn't have had the fake out in the 30. So, could we not just now 15 back into the area? What's this here? 6 pips. 30. It's just we're so bullish on the 4. 1 hour closed. Top wick. Can we not take it off the hour? What if we took it off the hour? What's that? Unless we're a bit more aggressive and take the 5 minute. Very, we need a pullback here, I think, guys. We're going to have to wait for the pullback. I'm trying to see if we can, because twice we've struggled to break the high, so that means we're going to have to break the low to come back down. We're going to have to. Oh, I don't know what, where 15, back into the range. Let me just see this 15. We might have a trade here, guys. Just wait. Oh, this one I don't like. If we get a top wick to maybe 2043 off this 15, because have we haven't tapped 2044 yet. Are we going to tap 2044, come back, retest? Can't really say that. We might come up to tap 2044. That's breaking all the highs and then even flip. So if we do come up there, we can potentially get a sell stop underneath the 15 to come down. But you're gonna have to break the highs on this 15 for me. Now, the 4 hours, yes, broke out to the high, but it hasn't had a steep bottom wick yet for me. And the hour is closed respecting twice. So if we got a sell stop underneath the 15 now, and the 15 comes back, if the hour does flip, it's probably going to flip to test the previous wick at least. But you think it's good? It's not just going to come down to test it. It's probably going to come and break the low. Because why didn't these two candles carry on? Well, they couldn't, because there wasn't enough liquidity. So that means we need to pull back, break the low. Winston, break the low in order to go. So What's the 5? The 5's close respecting as well. This is gonna go, this. Like, what do I want to see to get in? 15. 15's done. I need a steeper top width. Doesn't actually need a steeper top width though, does it? Let's see how this 5 closes. So I just want to see how this 5 closes, guys. Ooh, back into the range, the 5. Five back into the range. Are we just messing about here? We're really struggling around here. Come on, get up there. I just want this hour to come and test the highs, and we can potentially get a sell stop underneath. Might even be below this. 23. Basically, I want to break the highs one more time. Break the highs one more time. We just get a sell stop underneath the hour, because I'm thinking that hour is going to push up, break the highs, and then flip. If it does flip, more liquidity for us to flip and drive, because I think we're struggling to break the highs here. But we will see, we will see. Can we break the highs one more time? And it would be underneath the hour. It would be like that. Stops would have to be above there. I'm not on yet though. I want us to break the highs one more time. If we break the highs one more time, we'll have a sell stop. I mean, this could easily just carry on powering up, but if it does, if it breaks the highs, it's not going to come back to activate us and then push back up. That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. We can't get this sell stop on until we break the highs one more time. But this could easily just flip and drive now. 15's flipping. Oh look, this is a move here. The 5 close back in. So if this 5 doesn't drive. Winston, will you shut up, man? Bloody hell. What's this 1, 5 gonna do? 15. When's the next candle? 15. 15's close back in. 5. Is this 5 gonna pop and break the lows? So guys, you've got to be ready on this, right? Might be a fast trade. We've still got this wing back buy for me because it's still valid. But we're trying to catch the pullback on the 4 hour. I do believe you're going to have a steeper bottom wick, to be fair. You should be tapping 20.35, I would think. this 5 gonna fill? 2041. Dum, 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 dum. Oof, oof, oof. 160. Gonna pull back on this 5. 15's broke the laws, I know. Get a little pullback on this 5, might get in off this 5. Because you're gonna break all these laws now. Cup of tea. It's gone. Okay, so I just wanted, if we had a break the highs again, I would have had a sell stop on that, guys, but because we're so bullish on the forward, it's just a bit risky. What's the next candle? Next 15. So what if the 15 closes like this, and then a new 15 comes up, breaks the highs? We could, if we don't break past 2040 and we get a break the high, at that point could we just take a wing back? It's tricky taking a wing back because the forward, if the forward flips, it's gonna pop. No, it's probably not gonna flip. Ooh. Can we get this wing back out of 2030? If anything, if the 15 closes, breaking this minor support here, and we get a pullback, we'll look to get a sell stop underneath, and we'll bring that down. We'll bring that down to at least 2039. That'll be the pullback of the 4 hour. Oh yeah, you've got to break below here. You still come back, don't you? Oh, they all pop back up. Oh, that might be a bit tricky there. I'm just thinking now, because now that we broke above 2043, when the 15s come back, where do they come back to? So 15 broke above, this one didn't pull back. The next time you broke above was here. You didn't tap 2044 and you pulled back to 2039, so you didn't quite get back to the wing back area. Have we already been down? We're coming from the downside though, aren't we? So are we only going to tap 2038? This one did. Things you have to do for a trade, eh? Gotta wait ages for a trade. Smashing it in our trade IDs though, as I can see. Broke above. Where did we pull back to? We actually pulled all the way down. That would be better. We haven't brought the eyes on the lows on the 30 yet. Mm, 44 minutes left of this hour. That's the thing, this 4 could just flip and drive at any point. I'm probably going to give it till past, guys. See where we are from there, and then I'll probably leave you to it. I'll tell you what I've got set up waiting for. Currently, we've still got this wing back buy on if we come back down there. We haven't even tapped 2044 yet, so it's whether we're going to tap 2044 before driving down to it, or this is the turn to come down to it. But I do believe you have to tap 2037 if you want to push past these levels, as in push to this, our target. So that's what I can probably see today. And this whole move here is the forward pullback, and then this is the forward flipping. So ideally what we want to see is how many hours are left. So there's still 3 hours left of the 4, so we ideally want to see this hour start moving its way down. 3 hours left, and then that's taking us to the last 2 hours. The next hour taps, flips, final hour pushes through, next 4 up. It's whether we push that far though, because there is signs of where price can sometimes only tap 2038. Do you know what? Are we only going to tap 2038? Are we only going to tap 2038? Can we not take a wing back from here? See, because once we come down to our pullback area, this will change to buys above, and it'll just be like a 15-minute close above 2043. So if the forward does flip, that's what you'd be taking. But you can't do that unless you grab some liquidity to the low and break some lows. So that's why we're waiting for this pullback area. I'm just looking at price here. So when the 4 hours close quite bullish, you tend to just tap 2038 before going. So would that actually be the wing back? This one, that one may not brought right above. Close. This one came back. Perfect. Now, so this is what we're trying to see. We've closed up and around these areas. Okay, new 4 hour, opened up, pulled down, tapped 2037, and then still flipped to the upside. So that's what we're trying to get off this 4 hour. New 15 closed bearish. We haven't broke below though yet. What if we got a 15 close below this? Close. Oh, you do power through. Nine minutes left. It's going to power through that. What if we take a 5 break below? What if we get a 5 break below 2041? Oh, the 5 power through that area. Look at that. Fake out. Okay. So if we can get a 5 close below 2041, we could maybe just take that. Is this enough though? That's the question. 8 pips, it's not good. Unless we get a pullback. Maybe get in off the pullback. 2041, but all the 5s come through nicely. Okay, got a 5-minute close in 3 minutes. So whether we close below you though, that's the thing. I want to see if we can find the next range up. So let's say we got to close below this. What happens to price? 5 fake out there. 5 pullback. Goes. So even the 5's below that. That still works, doesn't it? All still comes through. Eventually. Okay, have we had that 5 break below then? We haven't, have we? So yeah, you're gonna have to break this low, aren't you? $15.30. Right. 30 is gonna close in 7 minutes. All we've had is him bloody crying. People were like, what's that noise?
Have they seen the Christmas jumper?
Yeah.
I've put your pie thing in there.
Have you? Yeah, well. So are we going to have to come and break the lows again? So if we get a 5 close below 2041, we could potentially sell down. But I'll make you aware it can just rip through this area. It's not moving, are we, guys? Is the 4 hour going to create a steeper bottom wick? That is the question. So stand by if we get a 5-minute close below. Because if you get a 5-minute close below, you're probably going to want to break this low. At least, so it'll be a bit of an aggressive move. This really, like we'd go to safety pretty quick. Whether we get that 5 break below though, because at any point the 4 can flip. Remember, 4 can flip. Or we could just take a 30, because a 30 is closing very shortly. Well, that's a new 5, isn't it? New 5. 5 didn't break the lows, did it? No. 5 didn't break the low. So the new candle to close is the 30. So this is the last 5 minutes of this 30. Okay. So where do we want the 30 close? And this 30 could actually come down. All the 30s come down. So that means this last 5 could drive through if it wants to. Doesn't mean it's gonna, but it could do. I think if we get a 30 close below, we might just market execute straight away. You might not need a top wick, because you go into the last 30 of the hour. You're probably going to want to break the lows anyway in order to drive up. You have to. You haven't broken any lows yet. 30, no pullback, straight down. That's if we don't tap 2040. Okay, what about if we don't break below that 30 zone? Ooh. Even if we don't, all the 30s come and tap 2040. All of them. Yeah, look. Interesting. Three minutes left of this 30. This is what we could get off the 30. This one didn't break the lows, but it's broke all the highs. So are we going to get that really? We're probably going to get very tricky. We are going to have to tap 2040. You have broke the low on the 30, I suppose, just, which is not good, because you want to use that as an advantage to yourself. By if the lows haven't been broken, and then if you're looking for a sell, you take a sell. You know you're going to come and break the lows at least. But now that we've broke the lows on this 30, might be a bit tricky. You might have to wait for a 5 close, because when you get a 5 close below here, you come and tap these levels, 2040. So that's what we might have to wait for. I'm just trying to see if we can get a... Why are we not driving? Are we going to break the highs one more time? Could we take a wing back from 2044? We can't, can we? Because the 4 hour is heavily bullish in a clean traffic range. So you got contradiction between the 1 hours and the 4 hours. What's going on at the minute here? New 30 in 1 minute. How is this 30 closing? Ah, not nice for us. Not nice. I mean, are you going to start just coming down on that 30 where it trickles down? I hate it when it trickles down. Because we're looking something like this. O'clock. Can't do anything at the minute, guys. Don't even know if I can take this 5 minute. Even if you get a 5 break below, you should be coming to 2040, but I can't take it because the 30s can. The 30 hasn't broke below this area. I needed a 30 close. What is this? So if we pop up, can't even take that. Tricky today, guys. If I was, I don't want to say it, but if I was on earlier, we maybe could have caught this. Because the hour didn't break out of this minus support here. But what I would have done is on the pullback, I would have marked this zone up on a lower time frame for it breaks above the lower time frame. And we probably would have caught that up. I do believe you've got to come back down though. This is the thing. I want to see this hour close, but this hour could be the driving one. But which way? We don't. It can ping anywhere at the minute. Anywhere it wants. I suppose if you get that. If you get the 5 minute. No bottom wick on this 15. No bottom wick on this 5. Do you have to break the lows again? If we get a 5 break below 2041 and we get a pullback, we'll look to get in to come down to 2040. That would be then the last 30 of the hour driving to create a steeper bottom wick. But we're hoping this hour can get down because this has not got a bottom wick. So this hour will want to come and create a bottom wick for this. If it doesn't, we might just trickle down. And what trickle down mean is you'll get a bearish close like that, which we've got, and then the next hour, top, bottom wick. Next hour, top, bottom wick. And you just trickle down like that, and it takes hours to get down. And that's what we don't want, really. So if we can get... Oh, is this flip now? Okay, if we can get a 5 minute close below here, we can look to get in below 2040. My stops would be above these highs though. This is the thing with my stops. My stops would probably only need to go above here because that would be a cut off. It's because the fours can push, so my stops are going to be above 2050 unfortunately. In case the forward does flip. My stops are only up there because the forward can flip at any time. So lock it in, guys. Let's see what these stops are, what these pips are. Well, that's alright. If we power through though, guys, we no trade. Yeah. Oh, come on, give me a break. So if the 5 does tap 2040 or fills 50% of it and closes 50%, then I can't take this 5, right? So we're close, so stand by 1 minute. Look what it's doing. Look what it's doing. Come on, get up. Get up. But it's good. I mean, we've still got our wing back set up for our buy. But it just might not tap until later on. Ooh. Not bad. Now, if the 5 opens up, this has got to be 10 pips, so guys. This is the thing, because you're just gonna want to break the lows. I've got to get a pullback here. Oh my god. Sorry, tapped it. You can actually power all the way down here on the 5. Look at this 5 minute candle. This is a no trade for me now, guys. You've came down, you've tapped that area now, so this is not for me. If anything, if we can get a, we knew price going to push through there, but if anything, if we can get a 15-minute close below, pull back, but we want this 15 to pull back ideally. But I can't take that now. That's not a setup for me. Frustrating this Forex malarkey, isn't it? Frustrating. Frustrating. But this is where you don't want to waste hours and hours on the charts waiting for your setup, right? And it's trying to suck you in for the setup, and then you just take it and it's not perfect because you've got frustrated waiting for that perfect setup, and then you've just took a trade anyway and it's hit stops. Imagine how angry you'd be. Be so angry. So you've got to wait, and if it doesn't show, give yourself a cut off. Mine's normally 11:30, but because I know we're close, I'm willing to stay on a bit longer. But it's normally 11:30. I have a cut off where it's like, right now, I'll come back for New York session. Eight minutes for a 15 close. That'll be the last 15 of the hour. So is the hour going to drive more? I do see where price is pushed up from the lows. It stalls in and around this area, 2042, which we've done there. Then you've pulled back and you tap 2038. 2038, and then you've gone through. So is this what we're going to get? So would it be better taking a wing back from 2038? What's the difference? $12. I want to have a look on. That might be a shout. That this might be a wing back zone here. Wing back buys here, but one hour. Yeah, because you haven't tapped that yet, have you? Back down. The thing is, though, I like 2037 because it's a good advantage point if price is going to power through. That's why I like 2037. But there is times where it hasn't tapped 2037. It taps 2038. So are we going to miss the move at that point? So you stalled. You not brought the highs. You stalled. You came back to 2038. Interesting. I mean, 2037. It might be a fast one, right? Depends on how the lower time frames are closing in these small ranges. Whether we take 2038 or whether we take 2037. Okay. So you'll have to just bear with us, because if we can identify these ranges, look at that. Look how prices came down, tapped it, and then just rejected. Did you break the low there? You didn't even break the low. You didn't even break the low, so you need to come and break the low. Can we not just get in now with a 15? Because if we get a 15-minute closure like this in 5 minutes, do we need a pullback? Because you haven't broke the lows here. So price doesn't just come down like this. It's going to want to break the lows so it can go higher up. I just don't like how it's tapped down first. Okay. Let's wait for this 15 close. See how this 15 is going to close. Look at the 15 pulling back now. Nice. Oh, is it going to flip? Is the 15 going to flip? Is this the move? Is this the pullback to push up above these highs? Could be. Could be. Hoo, 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 hoo. $15. Looks like it's flipping here, guys. Looks like it's flipping. Oh, look at this 15. How is this 15 gonna... This is all we've done all day. We've been stuck in this area. There's just nothing we can do. Nothing we can do. We might not even move until New York now. Oh, we haven't done anything. that's done nothing for us, guys. Look at that. Guys, I think I'm going to call it here because you're just messing about. 215's doji like that, and it's looking like it's just going to trickle. I do think, though, you've got to come back down. The reason it's not driving here, you've got to get some liquidity, but the reason why we can't push past here, liquidity, but was this enough to push past it? I don't know, because you're just closing doji. There's loads of indecision at the minute. It's probably waiting for New York. I don't think it is. I think you're going to have to come to at least 2038 if you want to get past these. I could be wrong, but that's probably what I want to see. If it pushes up, pushes up. So other than that, guys, I'm gonna call it. It's been a long morning. Yeah, I'm the same, Sharif. I think New York will be a big session. What it is, the 4 was in a really clean zone where the 4s can just power through. But why is it not powering through? Because it hasn't got enough liquidity. It needs to pull back, and we know why it needs to pull back, because you haven't broke any of the lows first. So are you going to break these lows? If so, we've got to be careful this wing back. But if you do start coming back down, I still think you need to break some lows in here in order to come up. So other than that, I'm going to shoot off. I am, what day is it today? Friday today, yeah. So Friday, I'll be back on Tuesday and Thursday. I'm not actually on. I'll only be trading, and then I'm going to have a week off after. So I'll only be trading Monday and Wednesday next week. And then I'm probably going to have a week off and be back after Christmas. Okay. So other than that, guys, have a fantastic weekend. I'll see you all on Monday, and hopefully we can grab some pips from there. If you're in our trade ideas group, I will, if I do catch something, I'll pop it in the trade IDs, but there's been quite a few trade IDs in all smashing TPs at the minute, so you might have already grabbed something. Alright, guys, so I'm going to love yous and leave yous. If you like what you see, you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button, be much appreciated. Subscribe to the channel. If you want more information on the company, hit the link tree button in the description. Get into our free Discord group, and we can go from there. Alright, guys, I'll catch you all later. Have a good one.
See you later, buddy lad.
See you later, mate.